Hello everybody, my name is Phoenix Fire here and welcome to Pokemon Pyramid, a game that School Bunny channel has been bugging me to record and play and whatever lately. And this did come out on Easter, but yeah, me and Cryo were away. Now yeah, this game was made by School Bunny channel and Rio the Humanoid Leopard, I think it is, and it looks kind of cool, and yeah, looking forward to it, and haven't seen anything of it so far, but yeah, let's just get into it, shall we? So after meeting Professor Piper and waking up in our bedroom with our mum telling us to go downstairs, we make our way down the stairs. Our mum gives us the poker gear and running shoes, so that's going to be handy. We say hello to Graphii. And then as we start heading out, the professor says hello to us again. And tells us that she's got 3 rare Pokemon to give us, and that we have to go choose our starter. So we go and follow her into the forest. And in Hemo Valley, now we get to choose our starter Pokemon. Out of Smogeko, the sizzling Pokemon, Thornifer, the baby deer Pokemon, and Swirlpool, the tide pool Pokemon. So this time I'm going to go for Smogeko because I like using fire types. And I name him Fuego. So after she brings us to the lab, she gives us our Pokedex and tells us the level cap for now is 15. And then as we're on the way out, this professor guy gives us some Pokeballs to help us catch peeps. And then we head out to start our journey. And then we head out onto Route 1. Into the grass after we get this potion, and we start our journey catching peeps. So after wandering around in the grass and getting some more friends, we start making our way down, but then we're greeted by a red-haired girl who calls herself Nova, who heals our Pokemon even though they're fully healed already. And then she said bye to us, and after telling us that the desert's coming up, so then we just carry on. And along the way we do some battling, of course. And when we're near the end of the route, we get healed up by this nice nurse lady. And then told that we can't go further left until we do something, so then we run into this peep here called Natalie, who says that she wants help in this bug-filled cave. So of course we go into said cave, which is called the Insect Lair. And after we fight a load of bug Pokemon along the way, make our way to the end of the cave where we're faced with a angry Joltik. Ooh! Who looks like it's a regional Joltik who looks really, really cool. You look really awesome. I see. First of all, you use Poison Sting on Fuego. So, are you part poison then, maybe? I have no idea. But yeah, Fuego is now poison, so... And again, he uses Pursuit. So, are you Poison Dark, maybe? I'm not sure. Oh. And again he uses another Pursuit as we down to the poison damage, but again we use Tail Whip just to lower her defense, and then Fuego goes down. But that allows me to send in Cottontail just to weaken him a bit more, but she does get hit really hard with a Pursuit, but Mudslap does lower her accuracy. So I try for another one, but Cottontail does get hit again with another pursuit. So this time I'm going to send in Yatta. Who hits her with a peck to take her down into the red. And then we find out that we can't catch her at the minute, which is really disappointing, but I'm sure we'll find some more along the way. So after a strong gastro acid, I go for a peck with Yatta, and that takes a Joltik down. That was really cool. And yet we managed to take her down. Oof. And of course we get a few more earthquakes in the cave, and Natalie says it's safe for us to go down, so we do. So yeah, when we get out of the cave, Natalie's waiting for us. And she asks us what her name is, and she says that Quill's a great name, and yeah, she just leaves us to it for now. So yeah, I heal up my peeps after all that. And we can't go back in there because it's dangerous. So we just carry on a journey through to Twinned Village. So of course after having a good look around and talking to peeps, we get summoned by Professor Piper, who tells us there's a cool area up and there's some legendary region, Fair Oaks. That's from apparently another region. And she gives us the XP share, which is super, super handy. So then we head on over to Route 2, where we go to the grass to try and catch some more peeps. So after battling a load of trainers and going through a cave, we managed to catch ourselves some more Pokemon, including this really, really cool dark and dragon type Shinx, which is really, really cool. Who I named Luna after Lunastra from Monster Hunter. And after saving up and battling, so after finally making our way there, we make into Barian City, where we get given a Pokemon egg from this random old guy. Then after having a good look around, we find out that the gym leader isn't at the gym right now and that she's trapped in the forest with a kidnapped child. And we proceed to go in there, into Arleaf Forest. So after fighting a load of trainers with some really, really cool looking Pokemon, I've got to say the designs of these new Pokemon are really, really cool and everything, and yeah, I do think they're really interesting and such, especially some things like this but after fighting all those peeps, we come across some trouble in the middle of the woods. Where the gym leader is being held hostage by some rough-looking people. And of course they want to battle us both. And of course it's a double battle between us and Team Jurassic, as they send out a Cubone and a Rattata, who's poison type in this game. So we of course send out Fuego and Cottontail. So now I'm going to send Ember on the Rattata and maybe Mudshot on the Rattata as well, just to try and get rid of it. And of course, so that takes it down into the red and lowers the speed. Cubo goes for Tail Whip, and the Rattata goes for Focus Energy. Fuego does heal up a bit because of leftovers that we got. So yeah, we're just going to do the same as before, only this time we're going to target Cubone with the Mudshot. But yeah, luckily though, one of Fuego's attacks does knock the Rattata down just before the Cubone goes for Growl on him, lowering his attack and Cottontail's attack as well. And his next Pokemon is a very interesting looking Tinkertink. And after finding out we have no more Ember left, I might go for Lick on the Tinkertink, and also another Mudshot. And Lick is kind of okay and super effective and does manage to get the paralysis. And Mudshot sends her down into the yellow. But another Growl on Fuego does lower his physical attack again on both of my Pokemon. And Tinkatinka uses Brutal Swing, which hits everyone, which does quite a lot to Cubone. But I go for another Lick on the Tinkatink. And of course another Mudshot on him just to try and get rid of her. And luckily it does manage to though, but she does have Curse Body, so it means that Cottontail's Mudshot is no longer a go. And after a critical hit Mud Slap, we just lower Fuego's accuracy. I decided to switch out Fuego for our newly acquired Luna, who's now level 13. And then we go for Quick Attack with Cottontail, as he goes for Full Swipe on her, not doing very much of course. So one Quick Attack, and a Dragon Breath later, and that takes down the Cubone. And they bring out their Aaron, which I think is now Bug type. So now we go for another Mudshot, which lowers his speed, and another Dragon Breath, which takes him down into the yellow, as Aaron goes for Vice Grip against Cottontail. But of course we decide to swap her out and bring out Yatta. And one Dragon Breath does manage to knock her out. And that's the Team Jurassic Grunts taken care of. But of course they decide to moan a bit. And after that battle, Luna evolves into a beautiful Luxio, who looks really, really cool. By the way, I'm looking forward to Laura Luxray looks like. And of course after that, Anima wants to battle us, so we oblige of course. And she starts off with a Glimmet, which can be a bit of a pain. So I go in with Fuego now, who he uses Ember first of all, to not really do that much to her, as the Glimmet goes for Ancient Power, knocking Fuego down unfortunately. So I send in the newly evolved Luna, and after a couple of Dragon Breaths the Glimmet's down. Now our next Pokemon is Rataxic, which is of course the evolution of our Poison type Rattata. So of course I go for our Dragon Breath as she goes for Poison Fang on me, which of course poisons Luna. So I try for Pursuit, which does quite a bit of damage to the Ratastic. I am surprised by that. And yeah, as Luna's hurt by the poison, we go for another Pursuit, which does knock her out, thankfully, otherwise this could have been a real pain. So yeah, now that she's down, they get out of here, and Natalie says that we did an amazing job, and that she says she's going to wait for us at the gym. Then when we get back, we go to the Pokemon Center, and after we beat all the other trainers in there, we go over to Natalie, who says that she's glad to see us, and she thanks us for what we did with Joltik, Ante and Galactic. But of course, off we go on our first gym battle. And our first Pokemon is Yamper, who I think might be an Ice type, I'm not quite sure. So of course we send in Fuego first. And our first... Yamper's first move is Bite, which flinches Fuego, but luckily they would do most to heal up thanks to leftovers. And of course Yamper uses Bite again, but we managed to get the Ember off this time, doing quite a bit of damage to her. And after a few Embers we brought her down into the red, but I decided to switch it to Cottontail, because Fuego's in the red as well, because it just keeps on using Bite. So Cottontail goes for Mudshot just after Yamper uses Bite, but of course she flinches. Ow. And after two quite strong bites, we do manage to get off an attack finally. And we manage to lower her speed. But one more bite leaves Cottontail on 2 health, and the gym leader just keeps on healing. So I decided to switch it to Yatta. Into a kind of weakish bite. But luckily they don't flinch, so we managed to get off a spark on the Yamper. Finally taking her down. My god, why did you have to heal twice on your first Pokemon? But yeah, now she's decided to send in her Meowth. A rather different looking Meowth. That's why I decided to go for Spark again with Yatta. Which leaves the Meowth nearly in the halfway, who uses Bite on Yatta. So again, one more Spark. Takes the Meowth down, finally. And yeah, as she's about to send in the last one, I switch out into Luna. And she sends out her Pawmo, who I think might be just a normal type in this game, I'm not 100% sure. So Pawmo goes for a round. And we go for one Dragon Breath just to see how much it does, and it does just under half damage. But of course she goes for Fury Swipes, leaving Luna on 4 HP as we go for another Dragon Breath, leaving the Pawmo in the red. So I decided to do the smart thing and heal up Fuego as the Pawmo takes Luna down with another round. But this means that we get to send out Fuego. Who gets hit with a hard quick attack just before using Ember, taking her Pawmo down. Oh blimey, that was a bit of a back and forth fight for the first gym. So yeah, the gym leader Natalie says thank you for a good battle, and she gives us the physical badge. And she also gives us round TM. So yeah, we make our way out of the gym. And we're met with Nova again, who heals us up, thankfully. And after a Pokemon battle with her that I forgot to record, Fuego starts to evolve. Whoa, hello. Huh, you look really cool. Okay. Into a Smogwana. Alright, yeah, that name makes sense. Huh. And after that, she gives us Rock Smash. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this episode here, guys and girls. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye. And yeah, I'm going to go heal because, ow.